So 6 months, 6 months since I have owned a business, my very own tech startup, if you will. I never thought I would make it even this far, to be honest. But here we are, halfway through. So since 2018 is ending, I thought that this would be the perfect time to take all of the little lessons that I've been learning along the way, some of which I've talked about, but some are new, and gather it all into some succinct lessons for you right now. So the first one sounds honestly kind of a bit lame, but it's that you can be your own worst enemy. But the good news is that if you can figure out how to sort of life hack yourself, most of the other challenges are going to be a piece of cake in comparison. So one of the most important skills you can learn to be an entrepreneur and to be a leader of people is to really get control over yourself and quell your own self-doubts when they arise. I know that this is easier said than done, but if you can really find the ways to navigate your own negative feelings, your own pessimism, you will be much better at handling both the external things that occur, and you'll be much better at handling other people. I find the best way to do this is to almost do an FAQ with yourself, except the questions are your own brain hacks, and then come up with sort of almost stock answers for yourself for how to deal with yourself when you have certain thoughts. So, for example, I find myself saying a lot of the time, I can't do this, I'm not qualified enough, I'm not good enough to do this, it should be someone else. So then the stock answer response to that is, of course you're the best person to do this because you are doing it. You were the one who took the steps, made the changes, made this happen. And you're the one who is currently doing it every single day. So of course you're the best person for the job because you are here where many other people, or even where you yourself were a year, 2 years, 5 years ago, were not. So at first, every time that this sort of thought pattern happened, I sort of had to give myself a really big pep talk and like sit myself down and really think through these things, and it took a really long time. But the funny thing is that the more and more you say things or hear things, even if you're just saying them to yourself, the more and more you start to believe them. So what used to take a really long time and a really big effort has slowly become much easier to do, to the point where it's almost reflexive. And now, as an even further step, I don't even think those thoughts as much anymore. I don't even finish completing the sort of usual downward spiral that I used to feel, because I already had this stock response, and so it sort of stopped me before I would even get going. So the point is sort of really understand yourself, really build that ability to reflect, to see what you can improve, and to really build upon those things. Investing that time in yourself is going to pay dividends in all aspects of your company. So next up, once you've sort of mastered yourself, or you started yourself down that path, the next step is to build the right team. I've said this before and I will say it again, more and more I'm finding that the most important thing that you can do is find the right people with you. If you have the wrong person on your team who brings the wrong mindset or negative energy, it can drag everyone down because it's so new and it's so difficult to be negative about things that are new. It's so easy to say, this will never work because of this, this, and this. And you always sound smart if you say that something is not going to work, but it will kill anything that is new and creative and innovative. So you've just got to find the people who are just going to be positive, 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 and who are just going to keep working. Even if they don't feel positive, they're just going to keep working at it. You need people that you can trust professionally as well as personally. You know, I've had a really difficult time this year, not even because of doing a startup, but just for personal reasons. But I found a co-founder who I can put my complete faith in and trust in, and that has been so invaluable. And the rest of the team that we've built up so far, each one of them I can trust completely to do the things that we need to get done, to express their opinions honestly, but also to be solution oriented. So next, again, this probably sounds really, really obvious, but you've got to remember always that it's a process. It's okay to not be amazing at things at first because it's all new. Making something better than it is currently is really difficult to do, but making something from nothing, going from 0 to 1, is pretty much the most difficult thing that I can think of to do. And so you're going to feel lost and confused and unsure. It's just part of the process. It's not as though you will flick a switch and everything is going to be amazing entrepreneur lifestyle. That's just not how this works. There's going to be ups and downs. You've just got to ride it out as it comes. And listen, if you are bad at something, the only way to get good at something is to keep being bad at something for a long time until you look back and you realize that you are no longer bad at that something. There's all sorts of things that I started out being pretty terrible at, these videos, for example, and I'm still not great, but I can feel myself moving towards being less bad, and that's okay. And that's, as long as you're making progress little by little, that's actually a very good thing. The stakes are fairly low now, so you want to make sure that by the time you really hit things big, by the time you are sort of in the spotlight, if you even get that far, then you are good. So the key is to sort of get all the being bad out of the way now. That's what I'm trying to do. So finally, I think it's the most important thing that you can do as a leader to keep the momentum going. I have learned that in terms of company culture, the most important thing that an organization needs to feel is not necessarily one of accomplishment, but more of the feeling that they are headed somewhere. So people, including me, feel the most energized when there is some goal that they are working towards, and that everything is geared towards getting people to a place. That's what's going to inspire people's best work. And when they can see their work feeding into something larger, that's just going to inspire them to keep doing more work. I find that it's a lot less about the big, sweeping, pivotal moments and much more about the small things that you can continuously do day by day, week by week, to build yourself up there and keep that momentum going in terms of consistently getting people and yourself really continuing to be excited about your product, excited about the business, excited to keep going no matter what sort of pitfalls and problems may occur. Anyway, those are some of my thoughts. We will see how this holds up going into the new year. I am so excited. I even have content planned, which is something that I have never done before. So that's incredibly exciting. There's so much really exciting developments that have come along with my company Kipit that are going to hopefully help us roll into the new year with, that I'm excited to tell you about when we get there. 2018 has been so crazy. But I am really excited to see what 2019 is going to bring. So in the meantime, please like, comment, subscribe, keep in touch. Love to hear from you. Happy New Year and bye for now.